Welcome to Chokeholds and Chill, where the arm bars are tight and the conversations are deep.
We're Jenn and Mal, two women navigating life, mat burn, and the wild world of Jiu Jitsu, one episode at a time.
From white belts to black, trauma to triumph, we bring you the real stories from the people who roll through it all.
So tighten your belt, take a breath, and let's get into it.
I am on my bed in my bedroom chilling.
Nice. That's probably a good thing we didn't give you a little video call then.
That's right. I'm completely naked. And
oh man, I was just going to ask, what are you wearing?
I'm just mustard.
Wow. Oh my God. That's what I asked the telemarketers. What are you wearing?
I love that this is my visual of you when I've never met you in real life.
Right.
I'm Mallory, by the way.
Hi, Mallory.
It's nice to meet you.
Seph, welcome to Chokeholds and Chill.
Yes, welcome.
It doesn't sound very chill.
It's, I'm going to be honest with you. I've had a pretty rough week. And I took some bong rips, and I'm pretty ripped right now. And I heard that you were funny. I was told you were funny. And make me laugh, funny boy, because it's been a shitty week.
Well, I don't know. We'll see what happens. The night is young.
The night is young.
I'm making a good first impression. Anyways, let's get into it.
All right.
Let's do it. We're here.
Welcome to Chokeholds and Chill. We have our friend Seph Smith joining us today. If you're out in Richmond, Virginia, or really anywhere out on the East Coast, you've probably heard of him. He is a black belt. He likes to compete. He likes to try to kill people, and he might be the funniest person you'll ever meet.
Yes.
Oh boy.
Yeah, the resume, pretty stacked. Multiple time IBJJF medalist, Pan Am's podium finishes, open class champ, and still teaching, training, and wrangling a four-legged crew at home.
Welcome.
That's right.
Welcome to Chokeholds and Chill. We are excited to have you.
Thank you. I'm excited to be here.
So I want to say that even though we haven't met in person, I did train at Upstream before. I took a class. You were not there. You didn't teach that night. But I took a class out there for work for like a week, and I dropped into the gym, and it was an awesome place, great community, really like chill environment. So you got a good thing going there.
Oh, well, thank you. I'm sad that I didn't get to meet you then.
Me too, but we'll do that eventually. So you've got a lot going on, and you're making the rounds in the comedy scene in Richmond. So how's that going?
Pretty good. I've been doing it since May. I started a stand-up comedy class. We have a local comedy club called the Funny Bone, which is like a franchise. There's Funny Bones all over the country, but we have one in Richmond, and they had a stand-up comedy class, and I said, what the hell, let me jump in that. And so I did that. It was like an 8-week class, and it was a lot of fun. And so then I've just been going to open mics around town, when I can, when my schedule permits.
Yeah.
So
that's so
try to get to like 1 or 2 a week, and it's fun. It's fun to be a white belt in something again.
That's awesome.
Yeah, you were saying that it was like nice to experience that like newness of something and just trying to like start fresh and figure it out. How do you feel like the dynamics going? Are you getting heckled yet? I feel that's since you made it.
So I think you actually have to like have a show to be heckled. I mean, like I just go to open mics, and I am surrounded by other comedians and generally nobody else. So there's, the other comedians don't really heckle each other. But there is one open mic that I like to go to where we like invite the heckling on purpose, and we give each other shit. And I mean, it's just fun. I don't know.
Yeah.
But nobody knows who I am. No one cares who I am. So I don't have an audience to heckle me yet. I haven't graduated to that point.
Not there yet. Okay, so that's good though. That's like a jumping off point. I would really like to see the stand up. I think it's hilarious. But let's talk about you and your life.
Yes.
Yeah, let's get into it. So we're going to take it from the top. So where did you grow up?
I grew up in Richmond, Virginia.
Born and raised. And then this is the part where if you want to dive into your early life trauma, you can add it here.
Yeah, sure. Let's do it.
We love to talk trauma.
We do.
Trauma bonds.
Yeah,
always.
no pressure, but yeah, talk to us.
Well, my father never really understood me.
Fitting.
He wanted me to play football, but I said, Daddy, I don't want to play football. But he said I wasn't a man if I didn't.
So you caved and became a comedian.
That's not really far from the truth. One time I was, so I have ADHD like a motherfucker. And
the team.
When I was in middle school, they took me to a psychiatrist to, it was only about like ADHD. It was, not about any other issue. It was just like, does this kid need Ritalin? And my dad came and then he like tried to talk to the fucking psychiatrist like, he's a good boy, but he doesn't want to play football, and I don't understand. And the guy was like, I don't know what that has to do with anything, but my kids don't like football either. So that's okay. And he's like, idiot.
Wow. So when did Jiu Jitsu come into your life?
Did your dad play football though?
See, my dad didn't even play football.
Oh my God, that's amazing.
My dad didn't play any sports. He didn't do shit.
That's hilarious.
He's no athlete.
Athlete.
He just saw American boys play football. That's what they do, right?
So what did you do? If you weren't your typical American boy and you did not play football, what were you doing instead?
And what kind of boy were you?
What kind of boy? I'm
a real boy.
I'm a real boy. I like to draw pictures. I used to draw a lot. I like to skateboard. I was just an artsy fartsy gay kid, and skateboarding was my first like physical thing that I ever did. Really, that I enjoyed. That I was not forced to do. Mm-hmm. And then when I was 20, I started doing Jiu Jitsu.
20, all right.
That was many moons ago.
Yeah. How did that get introduced to you, or what was? Yeah, tell me how that happened.
So I was taking college classes. It's hard to say I was even in college. I just signed up for some classes and like was trying it. Like, do I want to do college or not?
Totally fair.
And so I did a Taoism class, and it was just a random class. And there were a couple people in the class who did martial arts. And I asked them where I should train if I wanted to do that. And they recommended this gym that's no longer open anymore, called Prodigy Martial Arts. And so I went there, and it was a really weird school. It was they had like every martial art. Like they had kung fu, knife and stick fighting classes. They had Muay Thai. Wow. They had Jiu Jitsu. And so anyway, I like tried everything, and I thought the Jiu Jitsu was the most fun. And so I stuck with that. But at the time I just wanted to do a martial art. Like I didn't know, I wanted to do Jiu Jitsu or not. Like I knew Jiu Jitsu was a thing, and I'd like watched the early UFCs. So I was like, oh, I think that's a good martial art. But like, I didn't really care. I kind of would have done anything, but Jiu Jitsu was the most fun.
Excellent.
That's really cool.
And how many years ago was this now? How old are you now?
So that was February 2001 that I started.
Wow. I was in like 6th grade.
I had 3 children. Look at all these life phases we were in. Look at us.
Grown-ups. You're a grown-up now.
So I feel like everybody has like that moment that they were like, okay, jujitsu is something that I'm gonna stick with, and like we're in it. What was that moment for you? How like far into training were you?
I don't know. I know that like I really liked it, and it was like a community where like I felt like I was starting to know people then and get, positive feedback for what I was doing. And I don't know, I guess I'd say that it was probably like 1 or 2 years in that I was like, yeah, I'm just going to do this, but I felt like pretty early on I was like hooked, but I don't know. But I'll tell you, the first class that I ever did, I don't know why I ever came back, because there's this guy in the class named Andy, and I'll never forget him. And he was this large, like 200-pound man. He was bald on the top of his head, and he just, beat the shit out of me. It was my first day in. I didn't know anything. He had me belly down on the ground with his knee like in my spine, and he was like pulling my shoulder blades and like submitting me with like knee and spine. And he was a total asshole.
Yeah,
and
who does that?
Yeah, and so then it was funny because this guy named Barney, he is a real person. That's a real person. Barney joined the gym about a week or 2 weeks after I did. And so we were both brand new, and Andy used to beat the shit out of us, and we kind of made a pact together. We're like, we're going to get good enough to beat the fuck out of that guy, because that guy's an asshole. And so we did. And then once we could beat him up, we beat the shit out of that guy until he quit.
I love that for you.
That is the best story.
And he always like had this cold bead of sweat on his nose, and it would drip off onto you, and then another one would form, and it would just always be cold sweat dripping off his nose onto you. And he would act like he was reaching back to like uncross your legs when you had him in closed guard, and then he would like mysteriously fall forward and elbow you in the face, and like he would always do dirty shit, and you would always have a busted lip after training with him. And yeah, he was just a dick. And so that was really fun to make him quit doing jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
One of my proudest moments.
An accomplishment. You need a fucking medal for that one.
Oh my gosh.
So when did Upstream come into this? When did you decide that it's time to have your own place?
Well, so I started in 2001, and then I left Richmond in 2005 to go to Lloyd Irvin's Martial Arts Academy in Maryland, and I trained there for a few years. And I knew at that point I wanted to do jiu-jitsu full time. But like when I left Richmond, I always dreamed of like one day coming back home and opening up my own gym. And so I got my black belt in 2012, and then I stayed in the Northern Virginia area for like 2 years after that. And then it was like, okay, yeah, it's time to come home, time to move back to Richmond and start my thing. So I moved back in 2014 and then opened Upstream in 2015. So we're about to hit our 10-year anniversary next month.
That's amazing. Congratulations.
Yeah. We've been trying really hard for the last, say, year and a half to get our gym into a new location, and just been getting blue-balled hard by a lot of things. Like we think we have a building, we think it's going to be good, and then at the last minute, either they pull some shit or, we hired an inspector and turns out the building's trash, and there's been a lot of things, but just been putting all my efforts into trying to make that happen. And we've got a couple spots that we're looking at now, and hopefully, when we do find the right spot, we'll have the capital to get into the place. So trying to minimize the amount of trips I do and, save some money.
Yeah. Keep that training ground rich.
Yeah. So you've got a lot.
Wait, so you're still going to be in between buildings at your tenure?
Yeah, so I don't think anything's going to happen between now and then. We found this amazing space the other day, and I'm not going to get my hopes up about it. We told the guy we want it, and he's like, okay, well, there's a few other people that want it too, but he did say that, you know, that because we don't want too much done to the building other than just, you know, like clean out everything and we'll do the rest, that they look at us favorably.
That's nice.
I don't know. Like I said, I won't get excited about it. I won't let myself, because it's things fall through.
Yeah. Have you tried offering reach arounds?
Yeah, you know, I would be willing for this space in particular. You know, I would do anything that it took, but I don't know if they're interested in that from me. But I'm certainly willing.
You might just float the idea.
See what they say.
Yeah.
Put in a contract.
I'd be like, if you guys want to make a deal, you know, I'll do anything you want.
I love it.
Anything.
Wink, wink.
Any orifice you desire.
So let's rewind to when competing started for you. So, because you've got a pretty nice list of achievements. So when did you first compete, and tell us about that journey?
The first tournament I ever did, I think I'd been training for about 6 or 7 months, and I remember it was on my birthday, and I drove up there by myself and just went and did a match and lost, and then came home, and I was like, well, that's how that works.
There you go.
Yeah, so that was in 2001. It was a Yamasaki tournament. Anyway, I did that tournament, and I got, you know, I lost. I just lost on points. Some guy swept me, and then that was that. But I kept with it, and just been doing it ever since. And yeah, it just went from like losing to like, okay, win the first one, lose the second one, to, you know, lose, and then eventually you start to win some and keep at it.
Nice.
Killing it. So you said that Master Worlds is kind of on hold for this season. What does the rest of your comp season look like this year? Are you taking a full year off for the gym?
Well, I did the Virginia Open earlier this year, and I don't know. I mean, I'm still training all the time. I'm just not really worried about competition this year. Like when I do compete, I try to focus my training a lot more, and I don't know. I mean, I am training. I just am not really worried about being fat or or focusing my training in that way. Like, I'm just kind of focused on my students and having fun. And I don't know. I think also I feel like the stand-up comedy stuff is kind of detracted from that. It's like, you know, that extra energy has been going into writing dumb jokes and going out.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Totally good though, I think.
But yeah, like talking about being fat. So you've competed in multiple weight classes, and you've won in multiple weight classes. Can you tell me like your favorite or like proudest competition achievement of like all of the cool shit you've done? Including getting that guy out of the gym, that asshole.
Yeah, old Andy. I would say I've had a couple of matches where I don't know if I didn't think I was going to win, but I did. Like, I had a match with Alberto Crane and ADCC at the trials, and I was like, oh, this is this big name guy that I've heard about for forever. You know, he's probably going to kick the shit out of me, but I won that match, but it was a very long, drawn-out ref's decision, but I felt like I played that one well. I don't know. I got second at the Master Pans at Brown Belt. Nice. That was very frustrating, but I was in the finals with this guy named Ben Solomon, and friends of mine had told me watch out for his collar chokes, and I was like, okay. And then we started out the match and he tried a collar choke on me and he didn't get it. And I was like, all right, I got this. And then I was up on points on him. I'd like passed his guard. I had taken his back, had him in an arm triangle. He got out of it. And then in the last minute, he got his guard back. And I was like, all right, well, I'm up on points, so I'm good. And then he loop choked the shit out of me. Almost put me out, and so then it was a silver medal. But anyway, I was proud of that tournament. But I don't know. I mean, I've had some matches that I'm stoked about, but I don't feel like I have like the most impressive competition roster. But
I have a few words that live rent free in my head because of you.
Okay.
And it says, Adam looks like Count Chocula.
Yes.
But this is also the moment that you told me that you were getting into stand-up. And so I think you're funny. I'm wondering if your students think you're funny.
I'm sure every now and then they think I'm funny, but they're probably also tired of my dumb jokes because I say them all the time. And then, like a few of my students came out to when we had a graduation show for my stand-up class, and they came out and supported me. But then I'm up there telling jokes that most of them have heard me tell for years. So they're like, "Oh, very impressive, Seph. We've heard this. This is all
real original."
That's right.
Getting that shit right.
That's right.
Yeah. And how's the balance been between running your gym and having your life outside of the mats and, doing all your fun jokes?
Chaotic. And, like I said, I have ADHD like a motherfucker. I'm just all over the place all the time. But, it's, sometimes I get spread too far and then I have to reel it in a bit. I feel like lately I've had to kind of dial back the stand up and kind of really focus on the business because it's a lot,
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot running a jiu-jitsu gym, and like I feel like I'm good at teaching, but I'm not good at business. I'm not good with spreadsheets and accounting and things like that. So sometimes I get spread too far out, I'm like, I'm going to do stand up and I'm going to write all these jokes and I'm also going to run a business and I'm also going to look for a new location for my gym. And then I'm going to have a girlfriend and I'm going to have fucking a million animals. And I don't know.
Well, the nice thing about like having a gym and like being around people is like you always have people to troubleshoot your shit and like roast people. Now, like I respond very well to people talking shit to me and telling me like how terrible I am. And so I feel like
tell me about your childhood.
I feel like I would really enjoy like just having a professor talk shit to me.
Yeah.
Sometimes our professor definitely like I can see that he's talking shit in his head.
He's not as funny as
but then he just walks away like shaking his head. So
just disappointed parent.
Yeah, basically it's like, sorry, Dad. But do you
roast your students?
Do you roast your students? Like
I think I do. I try to be supportive, but I also have fun with them.
Yeah, I feel like people respond well to humor.
Yeah,
it keeps the people coming.
I always want people coming.
And
wow, that's a great segue.
Oh my God, we are literally moving through the canal into full vagina passing right now.
All right, let's go through that birth canal.
Okay, so I feel like we need a little background story about this, and I wasn't present for it. Okay, so Jen, take it away.
It's a two-parter. It started in our very own gym. For those of you who weren't there that day, I got a compliment that Jen uses her whole vagina to pass. And I was like, I didn't know what to say. So, of course, me and my big ass mouth, I'm taking this to Costa Rica and we're going to figure out, is this a compliment or is it a dig? And instead it has turned into people really needing to know what the fuck it is. And because you were present, I'm going to tell you we've been developing the full vagina passing.
Well, I gotta say, the air of mystery around that is actually more terrifying. Like, just like if I knew that that's your reputation, that you use your full vagina to pass, but I had no idea how, like it would just, I would be trying to do the math in my head all the time. And I think that that's
Imagine
scary
how
that
I
people
feel.
don't know how that, that works. Don't tell them.
Well, I've
Don't
had to
tell them the
watch some
secret.
tape. I've had to watch some tape to figure out what the fuck it
I
is.
would buy a tutorial. If we want to make a tutorial on full vagina passing, I would love to know.
A tutorial.
Tutorial. Oh my God. There's some good material for your next stand-up.
Yeah, you guys, it's I did put a little smidge of full vagina passing, but it was more of an armbar attack on the page the other day, and I will put a full vagina pass. But basically, what this person thinks is I just pass hips forward and hip heavy.
Okay. Well,
And it's fucking effective.
Is it like full guard and half guard? Is there like half poon passing?
Yeah, like basically, like I'm going to use the bottom half of my body to pass your ass if you're being lazy. I'm going to use the whole body to pass. But yeah, it's just very hip forward.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's effective.
That's powerful.
Yeah, the vagina works.
The vagina works.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So is that just not transferable across genders? Or
no,
is there,
it's something just for us.
Yeah, you can't.
Okay.
I mean, because if a guy does it, well, I mean, they try it in wrestling, but did you see that pole vaulter that got hung up on the pole?
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That would be the situation with the guys passing. So you guys might have to do some
run into
tucking.
some snags.
Yeah, it's not going to be
some snag more than others.
They make tape for a reason.
They do make tape for a reason. Gentlemen, try it with your singlets.
I have a snag-free body and like a Ken doll.
I love it. The visuals I have of you as a Ken doll with mustard on you is actually incredible. But anyways, so outside of the gym, you've got a pretty full house, right? You've got a whole zoo.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me about that, because we love zoos.
The menagerie.
Yeah.
So we have 2 dogs. One is well behaved, the other is not. So my male pit bull Hamburger is a very good boy. He doesn't do anything wrong. He doesn't chew anything up or anything. Good dog. And then we have young Jolene, and she's a pit bull healer mix.
Oh no!
And she's insane. And so she's the wild card in the house. She's getting better. She's only like 8 months old, but yeah, she's a lunatic.
Oh my gosh!
So
wow. So you got a puppy.
We put her in the crate when we leave the house, and Hamburger gets to roam free, because that's the privilege of a good boy.
Yeah.
I've got myself a little Pitty at home too. He's such a little love bug.
He's so cute.
Yeah, he's a half Pitty, and then the other half is Lab Husky, and he's just a freaking cool ass dog.
What's his name?
Luca.
How old is Luca?
Luca is gonna be 2-ish. Yeah, we don't really know. We've had him for nearly a year now. So my sister fostered him for a few months before we met him and brought him home with us. So
story.
Yeah, that's a whole story. That's a whole story for another day.
A whole episode.
Okay.
But yeah, so
tell us about your kitty.
Yeah, tell us about all of the
Well, I have a 3-legged cat named Truckee. She's an old lady. She's about 14. And then I have 2 young cats. So I used to have 2 cats, and I had a female pit bull named Milkshake. And Milkshake was also a lunatic. So I had Hamburger and Milkshake. And Milkshake murdered my cat. And she bit the other cat in a way where she had to have her leg amputated. So that's why I have a tripod old cat.
Oh my God.
That was a tragic story. I'm happy to share.
I'm so sorry. We are digging into your adult trauma too.
Well, you said you wanted to talk about trauma, so here we are. If you want to know, like, whether a cat, like, who wins in a cat versus a pit bull, I can tell you that it is definitely the pit bull. My cat was obliterated, but
he's all, these are the jokes I'm trying on stage.
Oh. So while we're digging into trauma, oh my God,
listen to this.
While we're digging into trauma,
I want to find a way to turn it into a comedic bit without, like, just bumming everybody out.
Oh my God. Well, cry. I have a comedic bit for you right here.
All right.
I'm freaking crying over here. Because remember how I said I had a really shitty week?
Yeah.
And we just had to say goodbye to my 3-legged dog this week.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
No, she's an old girl.
You described her dog.
You just described my dog, because I always said that she was such a cat-like dog. She's such a little bitch. But I loved her so much. So that's why I'm so anyways.
It's not the bong.
It's not the bong.
It's not the bong.
Yeah, but we love tripods, so I love that you have a tripod cat.
I think you can make that into a joke. You're just gonna have to not tell how cool the cat was first.
Well, so the cat, so Truckee is the tripod. She's still alive. She used to have all 4 legs, but not anymore. But the cat that got obliterated, his name was Big Rare, and
what?
Like the sound the cat makes, like rare.
Oh,
like it was like he was just Big Rare.
I love that.
So Big Rare was probably the worst cat that I've ever had, and I don't know if Milkshake thought she was doing me a favor or not, but I loved him, but he was awful. He peed on the floor right in front of his litter box. No! So he knew the litter box was like an idea, like a suggestion, but he preferred to pee right in front of it, and he did that every day. And so it was disgusting. And so that was, I had him for I had him for like 12 years.
Oh my God.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
The nose blindness in your house must have been another level for you.
Well, and so I had just moved into this house that I have now. So the house I live in now is the first house I've ever bought and owned. And I've just ruined apartment after apartment living with this monster for years, and just left a trail of stink from Northern Virginia all the way to Richmond.
Oh my gosh.
Once I moved into this house, I was just like, this is just going to fuck my house up. And and it started, and Milkshake put an end to that. So I was very sad for it all to happen, but I got to say, it was, I don't miss that smell anymore. So,
oh my gosh.
Now that you've reframed it, sometimes not all dogs are seen as heroes until it's too late.
So if you had to give your animals jiu-jitsu belts, give us their belts. Like, who's your spazziest? Who's your white belt?
Jiu-jitsu.
Jiu-jitsu! Oh my gosh. Do they make rash guards with that on it? Because I want one.
They could.
They know.
Oh my God. Okay. Continue.
Well, Hamburger is like, I guess, the Helio Gracie of Jiu-jitsu. He's I don't know, but he's like a red collar or maybe a black collar. And then Jolene is certainly a white belt. Truckee is also kind of like Master Yoda. She's like an OG black belt. She's like a coral belt.
Oh my God, I love that for her.
But so then we have 2 other cats. One is named Fia, and we got her at the SPCA, and she's a great cat. And then we thought we were done with animals. But then one day I came home from Jiu Jitsu about a year and a half ago, and I heard I have woods that are like right across the street from my house, and I heard this meowing in the woods, and I was like, oh, there must be a cat out there. And so I shined my light into the woods, and I saw a cat, and I was like, holy shit, there's a cat. And so I asked the cat to come to me, and it did, and I was surprised. And it was this fucked up white cat missing all kinds of fur, but I could tell it was like a really young cat, like maybe a little less than a year. And she let me pick her up, and I brought her inside, and I like wouldn't let her get near my other cats because I didn't want them to get AIDS or something. And so I fed her and kept her away. And then I was like, all right, take your disease ass outside. And I put her back outside. And the next day she was gone. And then I felt really bad. I was like, man, maybe, I should have brought her in and kept her overnight. So then the next day, the next evening, went out to the woods again, calling for her, and she came back up again. And this time I brought her in, and then we brought her to the vet and got her tested for AIDS and all the cat things. And she did not have AIDS. So
what a relief.
She got to stay. So now we have Rambo.
Rambo, I love that.
Rambo.
Amazing.
She came out of the woods.
That's amazing. Oh, I'm really happy for you.
Yeah.
Well, thank you. So Rambo is an idiot. She wants to go outside and then inside then outside. So constantly. So I don't know. She's a white belt. She's one of those ones that just doesn't learn.
She shows up to train and Matt only.
Yeah, or she comes to train and, she's just always trying to cross choke you inside of your guard. And it's like, you can't do that, Rambo. And she's just like, well, I'm going to do it anyway.
Yeah, we definitely have one of those in the cat menagerie at my house.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's move forward. As much as I want to talk about your animals, I'm sure you have things to do today.
I just want to also add that I have a snake, and I don't know what that.
No, you do not.
Think.
Are you serious? I'm so jealous.
God, Mallory's gonna move in. Tilda, look out.
Oh my God. My fucking husband will not let me get a snake. I've wanted a snake since I was a kid. My mom was scared of snakes, and then oh my God, tell me about your snake.
Well, so his name is Mortimer, and I'm not sure that it's a male or female, but I just pretend that it's a male, and his name is Mortimer. And I've had him since like 2006 or 2007.
Oh my God, I'm so jealous.
Apparently, like I thought it was like getting a goldfish, but it is like. Apparently, like they can live for 30 years. So, I've had him forever, and he won't die. So I keep feeding him.
What kind of snake?
Very docile. It's a ball python.
That's what I want.
Yeah, they're very chill. I've had other snakes that were not chill, and I gave them away. But that snake is very chill, and has always been, very docile. Never tried to hiss or strike at me or anything like that. But yeah, they're cool.
Jealous. Yeah, I've always wanted a snake so I can name it Noodle, and like I'm very jealous of you. But
wait, I want to know how much Mortimer weighs.
Not much. I mean, he's only like tiny. 3 feet long, and like, it's not a big snake. I had a boa constrictor, and that thing was crazy. It would like strike the glass when you walked by and hiss at you, and it bit me, and it was crazy. I named her Zool. She was crazy. One time I was at a bar with a buddy of mine, and we were getting shit-faced, and as we were leaving the bar, we got into some shit talking with some people outside of the bar, and I don't know who started it. It very well could have been us. But we talked some shit, and then we jumped into a cab and went home. And then when we got to my apartment, we walk inside, and my 2 roommates were there, and they were like playing cards with their friends, and they were, drunk, and we had been drinking. So it was like party time. Hey. And we were there just like hanging out. And then out of nowhere, the door burst open, and it was the guy that we were talking shit to outside of the bar. And he had followed the cab home, and he thought he was going to come into my apartment and just beat somebody up. And
oh my
the thing
God.
is like, I do jujitsu. My friend who I was with did jujitsu. My roommate, her boyfriend actually did jujitsu. He was over there. And then there was this other guy that had a bunch of guns, and I had guns and swords and shit like that. I mean, there's
like
so many ways that we could have just dragged this guy into the house, and he would have never been able to leave again. So in that moment, I was like, how can I make this funny? And so I went and grabbed the boa constrictor.
Oh my gosh, amazing.
and everybody had like crowded in front of the door to keep this guy out. And I was like, yo, get out of the way, get out of the way. And everybody kind of gets out of the way. And like, I start walking towards him with the snake. And I was like, hey, buddy. And the snake's like stretching out towards him. I was like, yeah, this is a boa constrictor. It'll bite your fucking face off. And he's like backing up. And you just saw like primal fear coming over this guy's face. And as soon as he got outside of the door, I go, have a good night. And I just shut the door and locked it. And then everybody burst out laughing. And I know he heard that. And it was a great moment in my life.
Oh my gosh. That's my proudest moment for you.
Thank you. Yeah, it's one of mine. So I would say that's the highlight of my jiu-jitsu career is that.
How old were you then? I feel like you were like 25.
I was too old. No, I was older than that. I was in my I would say like 31, 32.
Okay, well, that's basically the same thing.
That's amazing. So getting back into jiu-jitsu a little bit. So you've seen the sport from all of the sides, like competing, coaching, as a student. I feel like everybody kind of has their favorite. Like since I started coaching, I love coaching so much more than anything else. But yeah, so what is your like favorite position, and like what do you wish more people understood about each of those positions?
Well, I like every part of it. I mean, I think it's this big journey that, you know, it's got so many different aspects to it. I do find coaching to be rewarding. I find doing jiu-jitsu for myself is, you know, also just still very fun. But yeah, there's a lot, you know, I guess like, you know, there's so much to it. You know, like when it comes to coaching, like I think it's important that people understand that like when a coach critiques you or corrects you, that it's not a personal attack on you. It's like, you know, we're only talking about jiu-jitsu. I take jiu-jitsu seriously, and I also don't take it seriously at all. Like I do it for a living. I love it. But like, if you go and you compete and you lose, like, okay, it's just a fucking jiu-jitsu match. Like it's not the end of the world. I don't know. I want jiu-jitsu to be fun for people. I want them to enjoy it. And I also want them to understand that jiu-jitsu is a thing that the more you put into it, the more you get out of it. Like I've been doing it for 24 years now. And I think I'm having the most fun doing jiu-jitsu now as I ever have. Maybe, I don't know. I mean, it's like, it just becomes something that you get to, like, the better you get at it, the more creative you can be in it, the more you can kind of see things, and it feels different to me than it did when I was younger. Like when I was younger, I would just kind of try to do everything hard and aggressively, and like, I'm 44, I can't do that anymore.
Right.
But also that's just not good jiu-jitsu. So it's like learning to use as little effort as possible and really trying to feel for things like leverage and things like that. That's what makes it work, and that's what makes jiu-jitsu good if you use those kind of things. And you know, it's like just kind of like, I don't know, I'm just meandering. I'm not answering your question at all, but
that's okay though. You are answering the question.
You are. Yeah, you are.
I don't know. I just, I love jiu-jitsu. I think it's a great thing, a great teacher in life. Like, I feel like I never learned how to really, I'm not saying I'm amazing at jiu-jitsu, but it's the thing I know the most about. And it's like, I never got really good at anything. So it teaches me things about learning something else. So like when I'm starting stand up, it's like I can kind of look at it like, how would I coach my students? You need to put time in to practice things. You need to be willing to try new things and not be afraid of failure and kind of embrace failure. I think jiu-jitsu's helped me a lot with the nerves of being able to like go up in front of people and perform. It feels to me internally a lot like getting ready to do a jiu-jitsu match in a competition and feeling those nerves and like managing it. Teaching jiu-jitsu on a regular basis has made me a lot more comfortable with public speaking. So that helps with like doing the stand up. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, I just think it's a great part of life for me, and I want to share that with people.
Yeah. And to circle all the way back, what does your dad like? So you didn't end up doing football, but jiu-jitsu is pretty badass. So
Good question.
Are we proud?
I mean, my dad is, I have a very checked out father. And like he doesn't, if you were to ask him what I do for a living right now, he might tell you I do karate. So,
okay. Would he rather you be playing football in the NFL?
Well, seeing as I'm nowhere near big enough to do that or skilled, I mean, I think he and I both wish I was playing football in the NFL.
Well, for the money.
You could be a kicker. You don't got to be big to be a kicker.
Yeah. Well, I don't know anything about football. I'd probably kick it the wrong way.
It's related to jiu-jitsu. So that's funny. So one question for the new people that like are thinking about getting into jiu-jitsu or have just started and they've hit that 6-month mark where they think they know everything, but nothing's really working and they just want to throw in the towel. What is your advice for that community?
I would just say keep going. Whatever. Of course, like no one has to do jiu-jitsu, and yeah, if you hate it, you can probably find another thing in life to enjoy. I mean, I don't think it's for everybody, but like, if you can make it 6 months, you can make it a year. And if you can make it a year, you can make it 2 years. And
right.
Again, I think that the more you put into it, the more you get out. I would say this, 6 months is not a good time to throw in the towel. You should keep going. I'd say give it at least 2 years. 2 years of jiu-jitsu. Things will really start to kind of fall into place. You're going to start, like, your learning curve is going to pick up where you're learning faster and faster. Like at first, all the pieces of this puzzle are just so foreign. It's like learning a different language. And then once you learn the words, then you have to learn like how to put them together. And then, you have to start like learning how to talk. And I don't know, there's just so many different components to it. So in the beginning, you learn very slowly. The wins are few and far between, but it starts to gain momentum the more you do it. And that's why I feel like after 24 years, like I'm having so much fun training because like I'm able to do things now that I could never have done, even 5 years into jiu-jitsu. It's the way that I can feel things and predict things and kind of visualize it. And, it's just something that it took time to get to this point. But now that I'm there, it's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
But I would say that like how we measure ourselves is important. And if we're always comparing ourselves to others and worrying if we're like keeping up or getting upset that other people seem to be surpassing us, that kind of thing, that's just a very unhealthy mindset. And that like the best thing to do is just focus on the jiu-jitsu itself, kind of live with your art, live with your practice. Like, okay, like I'm working on this. I'm going to try it on these people. Oh, that didn't work. Why didn't it work? Let me troubleshoot. Let me see like how I can fix that. And, just like focusing on the jiu-jitsu will pay you back. If you're focusing on everybody else, how's this other person doing? How, am I progressing fast enough? Like those kind of thoughts, like where you're comparing yourself to others, I just think is like a big trap. And it's easy to fall into that, especially when you're new and you're starting to go to competitions and maybe you lose a match. So it gets very frustrating. You want to feel that win. It'll come. It's just, you have to stick with it. But I can tell you, like, I've been doing it for 24 years and there were so many people that started jiu-jitsu beside me that were so much more talented and picked it up faster than I did.
Right.
But I'm still doing it and they're not. And I think like the most important kind of trait to have is perseverance. Like, be consistent, keep training, don't stop. You're going to have good times and bad, but overall, it's just going to keep getting better and better over time.
Love it.
Yes.
Love it. So we always like to do some rapid fire at the end of our episode. So if you are down for that, we've got some for you. All right. Starting easy. Gi or no gi?
Both.
Favorite submission?
Barada Plata.
Worst submission to tap to?
Worst submission to tattoo.
Yeah, like any what are you most ashamed of?
Any kind of like, well, I can tell you the worst moment in my jiu-jitsu career as far as embarrassing submissions, and this is bad, but I'm going to share it with you. Yes. I had to tap out to a shirtless man with a crew cut who had the tap out logo tattooed on his back.
Oh, no. I'm so sorry.
Anything that guy did, as far as submissions, is the worst submission to tattoo.
I'm really sorry.
It's okay. The fact that I can live through that, I'm like, what can anyone do to me now?
Literally, like father's milk is nothing anymore.
Oh yeah, I'll suck it. I'll embrace it. I'm just like a baby bird.
Sets it up.
Oh my god.
He's like, let me go to deep half.
Jeez. I'm really sorry that happened to you. What's worse, a spazzy white belt or a really sweaty heavyweight?
Spazzy white belt.
Yeah.
Yep.
Beer or whiskey?
Whiskey.
What's your go-to post-comp meal?
Anything spicy Asian, Thai food or something like that.
Nice. Cats or dogs?
Both.
You can't pick, but no, I'm just kidding. I get it. I would have just said snakes.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Morning or evening training?
Morning. Well, right on my favorite time to train is 11:30 a.m.
Oh, that's right in the middle. Right in the middle.
Mm-hmm. I'm not a 7 a.m. guy, but I don't like training late at night either. Just right midday.
That's fair. What was scarier, your first competition or your first time doing an open mic?
I would, maybe the open mic.
Oh, really? Awesome. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And the final question we ask everybody. Actually, no, I lied. I've got two more questions. If you had a super fight tomorrow, what would your walkout song be?
Oh no. I got to think about that one.
That's a tough rapid fire.
Yeah. Everybody gets tripped up.
Yeah.
It's the first thing that comes to your mind.
It's raining, man. I don't know.
Yeah. I love that.
Oh,
hell yes.
God. And would you do a death drop right as you stepped onto the mat?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
I'd probably pull my groin, but I'd try.
Love it. And our last question, if your best friend had to describe you in 3 words, what would those 3 words be?
I'm gonna go back 1 second. You know that one song, Macho, Macho.
Yes. Okay. Perfect.
That's the one.
Oh my God.
Okay,
grow your mustache out more.
Yeah.
Yes.
After you won the super fight, they can start playing It's Raining Men.
Yes.
Walk out to
you
Macho
have to earn
Man.
the rain.
Yeah, that's good.
There you go.
All right. So what was the other question?
If your best friend had to describe you in 3 words, what would those 3 words be?
Oh boy. Probably offensive words.
Bam.
I don't know. Scatterbrain, goofy, into a lot of stuff, which is not really a word.
That's okay. You're a jack of all
whatever
trades.
word they could, that kind of thing.
Jack of all trades, master of none.
Exactly, 100%.
Well, Seph, this has been awesome. You're out there doing the damn thing. All of the jiu-jitsu world, killing it on the stage, loving on your animals, and then making time for us today. We appreciate you so much.
Well, thank you so much for having me. It's been a lot of fun.
Yes, thank you for coming. And when my full vagina passing comes out, I'll be sure and get you a hard copy of that DVD.
Oh yeah, start an OnlyFans.
Wait, if I was younger, I would.
There's a market for everything.
We've talked about making like a jiu-jitsu OnlyFans feet page, like jiu-jitsu feet.
There's probably 1,000 out there.
Yeah, it's fine.
I don't know why everyone is not selling pictures of their feet. Like
nobody
if anyone
wants to
wanted
buy
to
my
pay,
feet.
Yeah, my feet aren't.
Somebody does. No one wants to buy my feet. Like I have fungus on my feet and crusty toenails.
But if you have people wanting to buy your feet, get us in on that. We will happily join the feet army photos.
We had a guy for a while. He seems to have disappeared, but he would hang outside of my jiu-jitsu gym, and then he would try to catch people leaving the gym. And from the accounts of my students, he would politely ask, like, "Hey, were you working out in there? Were your feet getting sweaty? You think I could smell your feet?" And he wanted to smell my students' feet. And nobody took him up on it, but I would have asked him how much he was willing to offer.
Right. I'd be like, yeah, what are you paying me?
Yes, hand me the cash.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That's hilarious. I love it. Well, thanks for making me laugh this morning, funny boy. Yes. I appreciate it.
Mission accomplished.
That's exactly what I needed today.
Well, we went through a lot of emotions today. It was a roller coaster.
It was beautiful.
I love a roller coaster. All right, Seph, have a rad day.
Yeah, thanks so much.
You too, guys. Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.
Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Check us out on Instagram at chokeholdsandchillpod or shoot us a message at chokeholdsandchillpod@gmail.com.